Today, we're going to talk about swarm season and catching wild bees and feral hives. And in Michigan, May, June, and July is swarm season. And I want to talk about how we catch our bees every year. You know, beekeeping is really expensive. We love beekeeping, but when you can get yourself a free colony of bees, you know, that's a savings of around $200. And what a terrific way to build up your apiary. Also, if you stick with us to the end, we're going to talk about maybe you've had some bees that overwintered, and we're going to talk about the best and easiest way for beginners to split your hives and build up your apiary numbers. Here we go. You're either going to be concerned with honey production or building up your apiary. And right now we're having an awesome spring flow. So what I want to do, we just split this hive yesterday, but these guys are going so hard that I know they're gonna need some equipment to pack out. So I want to make sure I get it to them. So, because you're either building up numbers for honey production or building up your apiary. We're going to talk about swarm traps. We're going to hang a couple swarm traps today. And I just wanted to talk about why I love to use 10 frame deeps as swarm traps. Now, you can catch them in nukes. You can even buy those kind of like gardener pot cone things that you'll screw to the tree. We used a couple of those this year. But I like using old hives. Now, you can use that dark comb, a lot of that comb that you're probably going to be recycling out of your colonies, and you're going to be putting in new foundation. You know, because some of those foundations, that really dark stuff, it can harbor some disease. Over time, you want to make sure you're swapping some of that dark comb out. But that dark comb is really good to catch swarms. So, you know, studies have been done which size is the best. You know, big boxes, small boxes, and right around I think it's 40 liters is the ideal size, and that's right about a 10 frame deep body. Every time I catch a swarm, or every time I hang a trap, I'll always put in about 3 frames of drawn comb. I'll put in 1 frame of honey, and it doesn't have to be a full frame, just a frame with some honey on there. Most of the time when it comes to my traps, I'll use a frame of honey that I don't even want to bother with cutting the caps off and harvesting. Maybe a frame that's about half drawn out and capped. That's something that's ideal for a trap. So 1 frame of honey, 2 to 3 frames of drawn comb, and then the rest is all blank foundation. So now we can take a look inside. Now I'll hang these traps about maybe head high, nothing higher than I have to step up on a bucket to get them, because when I'm retrieving the bees, I certainly don't want to be up on a ladder. And you know, back in the day we used to hang them really high. You don't have to do that anymore. Now you can just hang them. Well, you probably never had to do that, but people were under the impression that you had to. But you can you can put these bees, you can put these boxes right on your deck. You can put them on a picnic table. You're gonna catch bees. You know, it's not guaranteed, but there's a pretty good chance, especially if you have drawn out comb. It already smells like bees. The bees are gonna want to accept it easier. So let's take a look. So what we got right here, this is called a disc entrance, and I'll drill anywhere from a 5/8 inch hole to a 7/8 inch hole, and I'll put the disc. I want to put the disc right under where I can put the top on. It's not going to mess with the top. These disc entrances are really cool because it only takes 1 screw, and you're going to put the disc right over the hole. And when you go to retrieve your bees at night, all you have to do is just spin this disc, and they're trapped inside. They can't get out. It's that easy. When you get home, you just spin it back, and voila. Your bees are home, and none of them were able to escape and bother you on the way when you're transporting them. So that's how I set up my traps. And in the trap, you can see my frames of foundation, and I push them all the way to the right, and I push them really tight and put a finishing nail in right here. I leave the finishing nail out a little bit only because it makes it easier for me to use my hive tool and pop it right out when I'm taking the bees and putting them into the new location. But yeah, that's just so when you're getting the bees down, the frames don't, you know, jump around and move around, and it doesn't irritate the bees. You're not squashing any bees or the queen or anything. And that's about it. We'll head out right now to a tree, and we'll mount this hive right now. So we made it out to where we hang our swarm trap every year. We usually catch a swarm every year from this tree. We have a couple that we hang on this property, and I'll just show you how easy it is to hang this thing. That's that. I recommend always making sure this is solid, because there's going to be some high winds, guaranteed. You want to be able to know that you don't have to worry about checking on your hives to make sure they blew off the stand or blew down. So I always take a couple extra 3-inch or 2.5 inch screws. So that won't blow. I don't have to worry about it blowing away. So prop a stick up in the back, because rain will collect on this little handle and it will flow in. So this way, if it's leaning forward, the rain will run off. You know, I actually caught my own queen back. You know, one year we lost the nuke. They absconded. Unless somebody close by had the same looking queens. You know, back in the day we started with Italians, but we've caught so many swarms. I couldn't even tell you what kind of bees we have. So I guess they're mutts. They're mutt bees. But if you like these videos, be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you're notified when our videos come out. Sorry this video went long. We're not going to be able to even get to the splitting, but stay tuned for that video. It's already captured. We just have to edit it. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.